NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barrie.
What up, what up, what up? To steal a line from Coach JB. Shout out Coach JB. Going to be at war with Chiefs Kingdom and the Buffalo Bills fans this week. No Pearlo tonight. He couldn't make it as I didn't make it yesterday. Thanks for everybody that sent messages and stuff. I just was under the weather. Feel a lot better now. Got my main man Rico live from Barrie, Ontario, the metropolis. Bigger than my city, I think. So how's it going, Rico? How are you doing on your bets tonight?
Good, man. Solid night of betting tonight. Got all the Capitals props, the St. Louis prop. Hit them good with Colorado, Boston. I would have liked a little more offense from Buffalo tonight. Still had Buffalo to win, but had Ottawa, Boston regulation, Tampa regulation. So making some money tonight. The picks are good. Yeah,
I listened into the Ice Guys a little bit tonight. The TJ Oshie goal prop, man, that was nice. I know. It's just good to hit those nice little bets every once in a while. Those guys are doing such a bang up job. Their betcast was really good. I know they got their Patreon betcast coming up. Shout out the Ice Guys. Check them out. Subscribe to their Patreon. It's like $10 a month. Thinking about doing it myself. I got to get some other stuff done here on the administrative side of the house. And we'll talk about it.
Yeah, buddy.
What games are you watching besides your Leafs right now? I know that's probably on the Leafs in Calgary tonight. They're down 2-1. Austin Matthews gets his 35th though, pretty sweet. Bunch of great games on tonight. Couple Hatties, TJ Oshie, Pasternak. What other games got your eye?
Yeah, man, I was flicking through all of them. The Ottawa game was all right too. Got a lot of offense out of the Senators as well. So Soderblom, I mean, got peppered, but that game started out a little bit slow with Chicago and Buffalo. I was hoping for more offense. Both teams Chicago hasn't been giving anybody much lately. They've been playing not too bad defensively. They're not getting blown out by anybody. So I thought there would be a little more offense in that Buffalo game, but the Boston came out firing. I put that game on right away, and Boston came out and they got two bang, and I'm like, holy! I took Boston first period puck line as well, and they came out of that with the win after the first and a full game win. So that was a good game that I was watching earlier too. And then Tampa destroyed Minnesota as well too.
Yeah. So I was only able to watch 4 games kind of religiously, and I watched Tampa and Minnesota. That was an ESPN game. Shout out John Buchagrosh, AJ Malesko calling that game. Of course, I had the Caps on because they're playing the St. Louis Blues. Had that on the big screen. Usually try to rock with my team on that one, but and you know I don't represent the Caps a lot on this show as far as wearing their garb, but that game made me feel good. It's the first time in a while they've taken a nice chunky lead into the third period and didn't kind of sauce it away. I mean, they haven't lost games like that, but Blues were like 17-2 when scoring first, and the Blues did not score first tonight. Capitals were 2-1 or something if they score first. Caps got Ovi back. No Edmondson tonight. Malenstein was out. Malenstein was missed big time. Malenstein's out for a good reason, though. His wife's having a baby. Watch that. So I said, watch that game. I also, Edmonton did score here early in the second period. We're 2-1. We've got some people in the chat too. I'll give some. Hey, Andrew, nice to see you. Sorry we didn't make it in yesterday. I will edit the score there. Just to run through everything as we're just getting started. Yeah, so I'm so. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries. You mentioned Edmonton scored. Yeah, it looks like Warren Fogle with the goal.
Yeah, he's having a really good year for them. And early in the year, you heard a lot of Edmonton fans talk about how they would maybe trade him. So the early games that I was able to kind of focus on were Dallas Stars, Philadelphia Flyers. I pretty much a must watch the Flyers at this point. What a great game by them. They kicked the crap out of. I mean, it was before Dallas scored on their fourth shot of the game, and they didn't score again. They only had 9 more shots the rest of the game. They got outshot 43-15. Philly just worked them. Daniel, great to see you, man. Glad to see you. Oh, well, we weren't here yesterday anyway, Andrew, so I couldn't make it, man. I was under the weather. Like you said, the Wild start off. They score the first goal. Eric Sedaka like, okay, here we go. This is going to be a game. Then Tampa scores 3 unanswered, and then the Wild seemed like they were going to climb back into it. It was 4-3, and then nope, Tampa just blew it open, man. Just they're not getting a lot of goals stopped, but they're Vasilevsky has the worst save percentage of his. He's under 9. He's like 8-9 something for save percentage. His worst was like 904 before this year, and that was like 2014, 2015 seasons. Of course, I already talked about the Blues and Caps. Also kind of happy too. Nathan Walker gets a deflected goal. Nathan Walker is a former Capital, was on the Stanley Cup team. He's one of 1 players from Australia that have played in the NHL. He plays for the St. Louis Blues. So it was kind of cool to see him get a goal and an assist in this game. I like the Blues. They're kind of one of those teams. They used to be part of the Alaska Aces, used to be part of their farm team and stuff. So Flames Maple Leafs, of course, we're all tuning into that one. I should have put the Flames Maple Leafs jerseys up because those are just the best colors in the world, right? Flames up 2-0, and then Matthews gets a real nice one. The general consensus is goodbye, Keith. Kraken are on the power play. It's 2-1. Kraken over Oilers. Oilers looking at a win of 12 in a row. They already set a franchise record. The 3 games that haven't even started yet or just about to start. Preds Kings, Yotes Nucks, Rangers Golden Knights. My wife will be definitely watch that. Pearlo's not in tonight. He couldn't make it. Just happened. So, Rico, do you have an old fireplace behind you? Andrew's asking you.
No. This is just like a built-in cabinet that the wife's dad built in here. It's got a desk behind me and stuff. She used to like go do her university work and stuff with. So yeah, one thing I was thinking about Tampa too is like Chernak and Sergachev. Those are really, really underrated injuries for Tampa right now.
Helping, man.
That's enough. He relies on those 2 guys in front of the net.
Yeah, no, I mean, Tampa's more than likely going to make the playoffs, even if they're a wild card, and nobody is going to want to play them. So, and a bunch of, just to give you an example, they scored 7 goals tonight, and Kucherov gets his 75th point. He's the first of 75. By the way, Kucherov better start getting some love from this national media for the heart. Absolutely ridiculous. So Hedman, of course, gets the first goal, and then Chiarelli gets another one. But the other guys that scored for them, you're going to let me scroll. Mirala, first goal. Oh, I think Matthews just scored to make it 2-2. Austin Matthews, did he just get his 36th goal? Austin Matthews is going to be at 50 before the end of January. Wow.
Yeah. You know what Matthews is doing right now? He's like all the talk about Nylander, and they need him to score for the Leafs to win. Matthews is like, wait, Willie, hold my beer.
Well, our boy Hot Take Hockey is saying that Matthews, if it wasn't for him, Keefe, he's saving Keefe's job. I think a lot of Leaf fans are done with Keefe. I want to bring some stuff up about the Leafs, and we'll get to that. But Mirala, then Marco Rossi got to go on, but Braden Point, that's a regular, his 21st. And then you get Stamkos, of course, but AC Mott. So they're getting goals from secondary guys, just really real interesting. So if you're Calgary, you got to be bummed out, as they say on a McAfee show. Sharon Govich and Kadri open up the scoring, and Matthews gets his 35th and 36 goals of the season. 36, AM 34. What a beast. You know what, Andrew? That's not, we don't know yet. I think Bedard might play a little bit in the All-Star game. There are some rumors that he might play some of the skills or something. He might be okay. He has a broken jaw. Jeremy Roenick played with a broken jaw. In the All-Star game, there's no checking or hitting or anything. I think he'd be fine to play in the All-Star game.
Didn't Pat LaFontaine have that thing around his neck too? And wasn't it like white plastic? It wasn't even like the visor one around his one around his jaw.
I don't think
he had like that white plastic thing. Remember that? Pat LaFontaine was wearing that thing?
You'd have to find a picture. Find a picture and post it if you can find one. You could share your screen. I don't remember that. Doesn't resonate with me. But LaFontaine didn't wear a visor, I don't think, for most of his career either. So, yeah, I will say the Chicago Blackhawks. Rico, I was really glad to hear you watch a little bit of that Blackhawks-Sabres game. I didn't tune into it at all. And then the Senators, by the way, the Senators have won the last now 6 in a row against the Habs. Boy, I bet they wish they could play the Habs every night because,
how do I do this? If I've got it opened up in another window, what do I do?
Just you go down to present, and then you share screen, and then you can click window, or you can share the whole screen. So Draisaitl has tied it for Edmonton. This is unfortunate because I really would love to see Seattle win this game.
Window.
I'm going to bet against Edmonton forever and a day. And let's see if any late games we've had any scoring besides that. Nothing yet in the Kings Preds. Kings have 4 shots on goal. I don't have any of those games on actually. Coyotes, Nucks, and Rangers, Golden Knights. I have the Raging Golden Knights on, but I don't have the Coyotes, Nucks, and I don't have the Predators Kings game. Yeah, there you go. So you could actually select the photo and just click window. If you click the photo, so stop sharing. You have to do it now. Yeah, click stop sharing real quick.
Stop screen.
Yeah, stop screen. So it goes back to okay. And then when you click the photo, and then it'll give you a chance to go share window. Here, let me see.
Okay. You kind of got the point of what he was wearing. Oh, that thing was just wild. Because a lot of them have just the bottom of a visor, the bottom of a full visor. But
yeah, Tom Wilson's wearing the full because he's playing with a broken nose. Yeah, here we go. I see. Oh, he did play with a visor. Oh, yeah, he had a blue one and a
I remember that. That thing was just weird looking.
Yeah, here. Let's see. No. No, I don't want to sign up for the Buffalo News.
Oh, maybe I'll slide this one in this position here. You recognize this one? Can you see it? It's empty.
Pink Whitney bottle, or
you guys you can buy that in Alaska, right?
Oh yeah. It's actually very inexpensive here.
I know.
Big win for Cooch. Torelli 3.9. Yeah, Logan. I know you were. Oh, Wrestling Matt. What's up? I think this is my boy. Is this?
You.
Hey, thanks for being in, Wrestling Matt. Appreciate you.
Draisaitl.
No, I told you that 2 minutes ago. I already got the score up to date. Yeah. What games do you have on?
Dude, I got the Calgary game. Why is there a Calgary Flame on the Leafs bench?
Did somebody get checked? Did somebody get checked?
I think so. I was just watching a highlight of it. Oh, because Nylander got laid over by Uyghur.
Tom Wilson got his nose broken a couple of games ago. It was in a fight. A couple games ago, they won the game. I don't know if it was against the Rain. It was probably a week or so ago. So he's wearing a full cage there. Yeah, geez, Matthews is filthy. They're just showing this. Yeah, Pink Whitney is a staple for every hockey fan. I haven't been drinking, man. I can't tell you the last time I had a drink. When we went out to dinner, I think so. I was going to share that photo with you guys for the thing, but it just doesn't want to be okay, here we go. What are you doing? Just do what I ask. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I just want to look at the photo. Okay. Now let's see if this will let me do it here. So if you click window, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good picture. I zoomed in. That's a pretty good picture of what Rico was talking about. And he did wear a visor. I was thinking of somebody else. So anyway, that's a great callback, Rico. I didn't remember that. I'm going to grab some water, man. Give me a minute. I'll let you carry the show here. And you could talk about, so the games I didn't get I didn't watch any of that Habs Sens game. So if there's any notes you have on that one, didn't get to watch Hawks Sabres. It is kind of a disappointment. That was a game that was rescheduled. It's supposed to be played yesterday. No Connor Bedard. I pretty much paid against the Stars, Flyers, Wild, Lightning, Blues, Caps, and I watched the Avs Bruins game. So yeah, just give them a little notes on the. I'll put you in the full screen and give them a little notes on what your takeaways were from that Ottawa game. And then I heard Chychrun maybe getting traded. Some thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, Chychrun's name's been brought up numerous times. Good player. When I went to Ottawa at Christmas time, he really stood out. And he's a guy that just gives her out there. And he always seems to just get in front of the puck, blocking shots, but just jumping up into play too. And he was doing that all night. That game first started, it was back and forth a little bit. And I know Tkachuk got that goal. And then Monahan, who was either right before or after, he went bar down and it didn't go in. It looked like it went in. So it was back and forth for a little bit. Then, I mean, at the end of the day, Ottawa got a lot of shots on Primo. He did play well, more than a score could say, but Stützle, Tkachuk, good games. Jake Sanderson played well. I think it was an Ottawa spot tonight. There was no way I was taking Montreal in this spot. So the bettors probably got it right tonight. I can't see a lot of people taking Habs, but great game. Korpisalo played all right. 2 goals, 23 shots. They protected him. Montreal didn't get a ton of shots, which played into Ottawa's hopefully defensive style that they're going to try and play. But one thing with the Sens, not going to make the playoffs, but you want these players on their team, like Beard mentioned, Chychrun, playing his way out of there. It's going to be good for him and be good for the team to get some assets back for him. But a lot of home team wins tonight. Boston, Washington, Ottawa, Tampa, Buffalo, Philadelphia, all the early games, all the home teams have won. Now you got Edmonton coming back against the Kraken. They're up 3-2. You got Fogle, second of the night, 9th of the year. Vander Kane, 2 assists on the night. Draisaitl's third point. He's got 2 assists and a goal. Slow start by Edmonton, but looks like they're coming on here. McDavid with the roughing penalty as well in the second period. You don't see that too often, but Edmonton's clicking 1 for 3 on the power play like they do. 19 shots to 11. Yeah, Edmonton's on a wicked winning streak right now. There's going to be teams that are trying to clip them here, but this wasn't a good spot for the Kraken either tonight, in my opinion. Kraken was Saturday at the Jackets, Monday at the Penguins, Tuesday at the Rangers, now Thursday. 3rd game in 4 nights on the road, 4th game in 6 nights on the road.
Edmonton has been gifted with a fucking cakewalk of a schedule. The fact that they've played 2 back-to-backs this entire year is an absolute fucking joke. I mean, the Capitals had to play the Rangers on a home-and-home back-to-back. Like, they're 5-minute, they're an hour train ride from New York. They couldn't schedule a day in between. It's fucking ridiculous to me that they have not played more back-to-backs. I get it, the West.
Well, the back-to-backs Edmonton's going to have is at New Jersey, then the Islanders, big deal. Then on March 4th, 5th, they're going to be Calgary, then Jets. So that's not a huge back-to-back either.
Well, the Jets is a big game. That's a big game.
Not big as far as travel goes, I meant. I mean, you're jumping
Are they
over
in Winnipeg or they're at home?
in Winnipeg than at Calgary.
Okay. So like I just Leafs went up 3-2, by the way. I heard you said Fogle scored for Edmonton. Such a bummer because Seattle came out and they were up 3-2-0. I was hoping they would just shut them down. Drieger's been playing so good for them, and see if we got any scoring in any of the other games here. Nothing in the Preds Kings, nothing in the Yotes, nothing in this Rangers, but the Rangers are about to go on a power play. Rangers have actually started off good. This Rangers haven't started strong. I got to give Toronto a lot of credit going down. Toronto's goes down 3-2 or 2-0, and now they're up 3-2. So good for them. I actually thought the Flames would win this game easily. So
I thought it was a Toronto spot. Even Goose Tim York, the guy that comes in our chat once in a while, he goes on the ice, guys, and we were chatting, and he was saying that the Leafs are going to go 1-5 on this road trip, and this is going to be the only game that they win tonight is in Calgary.
Oh wow. Yeah. Is he the guy that's that was on the Backcast that had his name Calgary something?
Yeah, Calgary Goose.
Yeah, is that Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I did contextually seeing the guy's face and hearing he was on the thing while driving and stuff. Pretty hilarious.
Yeah. You guys pretty animated.
I'll be honest with you, man. I think I'm going to do their Patreon. I'm going to use it as a write-off though, because I like hearing their bets. And I watch enough hockey that I have a really good opinion on who's good and who's not. I just thought the Kraken might sneakily be good, but we'll see what happens here.
I think isn't the Kraken
what a dirty tripping penalty from Ekholm there, and that just shows you they get away with everything. Did you say Edmonton was already had 3 power plays?
Oh, they're one for
halfway through the game. They've already had 3 power plays. You got to be fucking kidding me. I just fucking can't stand how in the bag.
The Kraken have 3 power plays too, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, the fact that they've called 6 penalties and the game isn't halfway over is kind of ridiculous to me. Or it is halfway over. I don't know. Just a little much for me.
That's 12 minutes out of the game where somebody's on the man advantage. That's a little steep.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. Now, look, I'll say this. I thought the Capitals got screwed over against the Rangers in that game on Sunday. There were about 5 penalties they could have called on the Rangers. They didn't. But I think in the end of that game, and what was that? Let me look. I'll just look so I'm not lying to you. No, go back. Scores from, let me go to Sunday. Yeah, so there's only 2 games, so it's super easy. I want to say each team only got 1. Oh, there was a 5-minute major in that game too? Who got a major? I didn't see the major. Who got a major?
Oh, for who?
I don't watch the NBA at all. I haven't watched the NBA since Michael Jordan played. It's like, serious, bro. I really can't watch it. It's unwatchable. They don't play defense. The scores are like 140 to 122. It's unwatchable, dude. I'd rather watch.
I don't watch it either.
It's unwatchable. It's unwatchable. Their product is unwatchable. Like, I watched LeBron pass Kareem. I thought that was kind of cool because I grew up a little bit of a Lakers fan. But, I like the Bulls too because Phil Jackson's from Montana. He coached the Chicago Bulls. He coached the Lakers. He lived 15 minutes up the road from me. So,
I'll watch the NBA final. That's as far as I'll go. I'll watch the NBA final if it's on and I got nothing else going on. But
I mean, if tennis is on, I watched 2 5th round sets at the Australian Open last night. So the Rangers had 5 penalties in the game against the Capitals, and I told you they could have called about 5. The Caps had 2 power plays. Just absolutely fucking atrocious refereeing. But like the game against Anaheim, great game. Each team had 1 power play. Game was 2-0. I mean, Edmonton, you got to get used to winning games where you're not getting 27 power plays. This is the same thing that happened last year. Now, they're not scoring 40% on the power play like they did last year, but like, let's be honest. You got McDavid and Draisaitl and Bouchard with a shot because he filled in pretty well for Tyson Barrie. It is funny, though, that they traded Tyson Barrie, and their power play didn't do as well in the playoffs. And I wonder, like, they put a lot on that Bouchard kid. So, Bjorkstrand about.
What the fuck is going on here? Seattle's going on the power play with 9:35 left in the second. So that's 7 power plays now.
Blatant trip, though. I saw that call. It was a blatant trip. They had to call it. It was like, it's not, look, but that's the problem when you call ticky-tack stuff early in the game. You have to call the real legit. I mean, Ekholm, like, tripped him. It was, if they didn't call it, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. As soon as you start calling it, that's when you start getting people pissed off and they don't know how they're supposed to play.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just too much. Just like, I don't think any team should have more than 3 power plays a game. Now, it just depends. Sometimes you have like a lot of penalties and stuff because it's a real physical, chippy game or whatever. Yeah. But if you offset it, like, no big deal. Because
if it doesn't affect the play and it doesn't affect the goal and it's not going to affect the play at all, and some guy just falls down over your stick or something and the puck's gone already and gone to another play, And
I can't stand ones where guys step on dudes' sticks and they call a penalty.
Yeah. Well, that was last night, I think, with the Florida Panthers, I think. Can't remember who it was. Yeah, it was Ekblad had his stick around somebody. I think it was around the Brinket.
Yeah.
That
was a good game for Detroit. They needed to come back and win that game. That was a huge game. And you know what? I mean, Florida just went on like a 9-game win streak on their own, right? And they've lost a couple in a row since. But like, and they're not playing tonight, but like anybody worried about Florida? I mean, no. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they came out of the East, to be honest with you.
A couple nights ago, I took a futures waiver on the Panthers to win the Cup, and then I took another one on the Jets.
That would be awesome. I'd love to see a team that hasn't won in a very long time that's not named Edmonton, because Edmonton's won 5 in my lifetime.
I'm cheering for the Jets to win the Cup in the West.
Yeah, I would love the Jets. I would love the Jets. By the way, Vegas Golden Knights score a goal. They are up 1-0.
Beauty.
Oh, yeah, Golden Knights.
Sorry, Beard's wife.
She's not even home yet, so she'll figure it out when she gets in, though. But I've left the game on the big TV for her in the living room. She's watched more hockey this year than ever because of the show and stuff, which is good because she's a Cubs fan in baseball and she's a Bears fan in football, so she hasn't given a shit about football in like basically the first year we've been married, really, since they went to the Super Bowl. I'll tell you what, man. Vegas Insider was on Spit and Chicklets game notes today, and he's not worried about Vegas. He says they just need to be healthy for the playoffs. I agree with that. I wasn't concerned either. They just have some really bad. Theodore is the biggest one. Oh, another, I think, hat trick for Matthews. Did Matthews just get a hat trick?
Oh, geez.
Yep, and there's hats going on the ice in call. Man, there's a lot of, oh my goodness. 3 hat tricks tonight. Matthews, Oshie, and
Pasternak.
Pasternak, yeah. David Pasternak.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Wow. That is
crazy. From 2-0 Calgary to 3-2 Austin Matthews to an extra one, 4-2. Wow.
That's
fuck. Jeez. I got the Lindholm assist taken care of. I got the Kadri goal taken care of. I need a Marner assist, a Bertuzzi assist, and a Holmberg goal and a Blake Coleman point. This game's not
well. They got lots of time left in that.
Yeah. Here I was. I thought the Leafs would go into Calgary and play a game like they did against LA and maybe win like 3-0 or something. But no, the game's wide open here again. Sorry.
Did it not mute my mic?
Kings, number 37. Woo. Oh, I'm surprised Tim York's in the chat. I was just going to say I'm surprised Tim York's not in the chat. I just looked at he's here. Yorkie, you had him, boys. Yeah, you had him, Tim. They better not go 1-5 on a road trip. I know you said the Leafs are going to win tonight, but holy jumping, Darren Pang. Holy Darren Pang jumping.
What is my wife texting me? Oh, nice. Okay, very sweet. Okay. All right. She was very happy. She had the Rangers game on. That's awesome, man, that we have 3 hat tricks tonight, man.
Sick.
I love it. Yeah, so 3 hatties tonight. Pasta for the Bruins. TJ Oshie. And Hot Take Hockey tweeted tonight that Matthews is going to get 70 no problem.
Come on. Here. Okay. You can come up here. Here. Oh, it's okay.
Okay. All right.
You're right there. Okay.
I love it. You got a cat going. Okay. Wow, I got some scores to update. Oh, Tim goes, now the question, do I put some money on Calgary to win?
Oh, don't do that. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the Leafs are comeback zeros here.
Hey. Oh, hey. Oh, well, we got somebody from Oogla you disagree about. You got to tell us what you disagree on. That's awesome, Oogla. We got somebody from the Twitch. Love it. Blair Ogden. Blair, good to see you, by the way. Austin Matthews is going off. Let's go Leafs. Like it.
Yeah, it's the Austin Matthews stampede over in Calgary right now.
Dude, we got 8 in the chat, baby. We're going off. Andrew, you know he's a cat person. You've watched the show. There's cats all the time on our stream that walk in front of Rico's camera. Come on, man. Don't ask questions you know the answers to. Come on, buddy. Update on scores. No changes in those other late games. Preds, Kings still scoreless. Preds on the power play. Yotes, Nucks still scoreless. Yotes have 3 shots on goal to the Canucks 11, though. And the Rangers have 11 to the Golden Knights 6, but that's 1-0 Vegas. So let me see here. Edit this. Make sure I change that. I did. That's still 3-2 there, but Toronto has made it 4-2. Okay, so I've been wanting to get to this, and we got a bunch of Leaf fans and stuff in here now. The only team that can turn the sea of red into a blue wave. Yeah, there's a lot of Leaf fans there, Tim. A lot of Ontarians moving out of Ontario to get to the little less strict regulations. It's like all these people moving to Texas and Tennessee and the U.S. because it's like,
I know a lot of people from Northern Ontario that just packed it up when the lumber mills and stuff closed back in my hometowns. Back when the U.S. dollar was at par and our exports were hurting a little bit, a lot of people just took off out west, took off to Alberta, Northern Alberta. A lot of tradespeople, a lot of millwrights, a lot of people just saw the value of the money and going to work out there. And a lot of them moved their family.
Well, there's space. There's space. It's like the Midwest here in the U.S. There's in space. There ain't nothing but farms and shit that have been out there for years and years. And now some of them old farmers are retiring and there's nothing but land and space. I mean, I've been through Alberta. I've been through Saskatchewan. It's nothing but space. You got room. You seen that guy on Instagram that's like, hey, People say Saskatchewan's not exciting. He goes, check this out. There's a road sign here. Pretty exciting. It's like so good, man. It's so funny. Anyway, I love it. I like living in the city, man, but I like having like outdoor space. So I have the best of both worlds living here, man. I just feel like it's the, like if I want to go to a Broadway show in downtown, I can go, but I want to go to a movie or I want to go to Dave and Buster's or whatever. Canucks on the power play. I don't have that game on, by the way. 3 minutes left in the first. Preds did not score on their power play. 12. Man, Preds, I keep saying. Oh, Andrew, I adore Hot Take Hockey very much. I love John. He's a great guy. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about this, Rico, because Mitch Marner's comments. We didn't get to talk about this yesterday because I wasn't in. I think Vegas just scored again. Vegas just scored again to go up 2-0. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Barbashev. Anyway, here's what I wanted to say. I think Matthews, Marner, Nylander. No, I'll take Nylander off. I think those guys got paid a little too early and a little too much, and they're not hungry. What are they playing for? They're gonna get paid. You essentially, if Marner, Matthews, and Nylander didn't play another shift on the ice, they'd make tons of money. I just thought he came across, and I know I heard Brian Hayes' comments on TSN at Jay on Right, and I know I just thought Marner sounded like a bitch-made cat to me, yeah, Marner went out of his entry-level deal and went into a $10 million deal. He has nothing. They never gave that kid any incentive to play hard and good. And I just feel like there's never been any Keefe will call out the players. Keefe calls out Willie Nylander. He won't call out Matthews. He won't call out Marner. He won't call out those guys. Oh, Kraken scored to make it 3-3. Let's go, Kraken. Let's get Kraken. Let's get Kraken, baby. That's good. 3-3. It's in the street, Kraken. I love it. Oh, I'm so tired of all the shit-talking Oilers fans. Hey, you guys would be tops of the West if you didn't start out as a dumpster fire. Shut up. Oh, this goal is being reviewed in Vegas. I think Laviolette threw the challenge flag. Oh, all right. I don't know what your thoughts are. I just thought he sounded like an entitled bitch that's never worked hard for anything he's had. So I don't like it. I think they called that a good goal, so that's going to be a penalty on. I don't even know what they were reviewing here. Oh, maybe goaltender interference because Barbashev bumped into Shesterkin. But honestly, he kicked it. I don't know how that's not going to be a good goal. Oh, because he turned his skate sideways or whatever. Okay. Yeah, Tim says no incentive for them to play hard. I totally agree with you, Tim. I just think they gave him the bank too early. And Dubas didn't need to rewrite how you give a guy coming off an entry-level deal, regardless of how good you think he is. I wouldn't have paid him more than Ovechkin or Crosby or any of those guys. And the fact that those guys make both more money than both those guys, no. I don't know. Where are you thinking here, Rico? Because you're a Leafs fan. Your opinion really ultimately.
No, I mean, Tim's saying all the right things too. He's a Leaf fan just as much as I am. But the thing is, when it goes back to when it first started, of course, the Leafs tanked for Matthews. And, these players started getting a lot of ice time early, and then they were breaking out of their entry-level deals and stuff. That's why you lost guys like Zach Hyman and, Cap Kapanen, Kim Johnson, all these guys. They didn't turn out to anything, but Hyman sure did. But the thing is, I think Lamoriello was there when Nylander signed his first deal, and he sat him out, didn't he? And he made Willie sit a little bit. But when it came to Kyle Dubas, I think the balls weren't there. He should have let Marner sit instead of signing him that last deal, and negotiate a little bit more, because now they're expecting a little bit of a raise, where if they would have started making a little money like Nylander at 6'9", it might have not have been tied up with that Marner's contract. And I don't know, things are lining up for those players, but there's that argument about Sheldon Keefe, whether he's a bad coach or not. But look at this team on paper. They got no fucking defense. Apart from Riley, Brody's done right now. When Morgan Riley's not on the ice right now, you notice that he's not on the ice. I mean, it's a patchwork with Martin Jones in goal. I mean, those guys are asked to carry a lot there in Toronto. Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. I mean, they're being paid like it, but those contracts seem to be lining up, and they're not letting these guys. They didn't let them sit out as restricted free agents. Now that they're UFAs, you're fucking yourself.
I think Mangiapane scored a goal here, but I don't know what's going on. Also, I guess that Kraken goal got waved off for offsides or some shit. So,
your favorite?
I mean, of course. Fucking rains, it pours. It just, I don't want to update the score, but I'm pretty sure this is a goal. I don't know what they're talking about here in Toronto. I think Calgary scored their third goal here, Mangiapane. I don't know what the issue was. Mangiapane kicks it to his thing, and it goes off. It goes off. 37. Is that Liljegren? I mean, he knocks the puck in. I don't know why fucking homeboy waved it off there. Fuck, he wasn't watching the net. And there's no goaltender interference. I mean, Martin Jones was the defenseman. Giordano takes Mangiapane down. This has to be a goal. I do not know what the hell they're talking about here. You guys are gonna have to let me know on that one. Yeah, and I think the offside review is we've jumped the fucking shark with the offside review. Like, if the dude is fucking 3 feet offsides, okay, you missed it. But if it's like this much, who cares? If you can't review it in 30 seconds, and I was surprised, like McDavid said it, I was like, oh God, he spoke, so they might actually change this. But they called it a good goal, by the way. Mangiapane scored, so which is good because there's 2 minutes left in that second. Let's have a game here, man.
Yeah, good kid, ex-Barrie Colt. Mangiapane was a good junior player in Barrie.
Yeah, so here's what I was going to say to follow up on your comments. Look, if they don't overpay Marner and Matthews, they keep Hyman. They're able to keep some other guys like Marchment, some other guys they've traded. They should have traded for these first-round picks, too. You do the rebuild right, you don't just fucking trade your fucking guys. They're supposed to help you in the rebuild for fucking guys. I mean, like, Kipper brings it up all the time. And Bourne, they talk about the Foligno trade. They gave up a first-round pick for him. They knew he wasn't healthy. And, Kipper said, too, like, if you're trading for Riley, you're getting a contract extension. Otherwise, you're not making that trade. Now, imagine if they had kept Hyman. They had been able to keep some better depth D because they're not paying Marner and Matthews a shit ton of money. And, look, I don't blame these guys for getting their money. It's not their fault they got paid. But, like, they were not coming from a position of strength. Hold out. Don't play. You're coming off your ELC and you're an RFA. We're going to pay you commensurate. Marner and Matthews should have both got the Nylander deal, around $6-7 million. If they had given all three of those guys $7 million, it wouldn't have mattered a Tavares deal. But I will tell you, shouldn't have signed Tavares. So you're able to keep Hyman. You're able to keep Marchment. You still draft
maybe Trevor Moore would still be on this team.
If you don't sign fucking Trevor Moore, Sean Dursey, if you don't trade if you don't sign
Jarvis, which you lost in the Marlowe deal.
Jarvis, now, no guarantee they would have drafted Seth Jarvis.
I'm saying, but that's the fruits of their Marlowe labor.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't need to sign a 40-year-old Marlowe. Oh, it's going to be a good score if he wins the cup. Well, guess what? You were far from the cup. If you'd have done this rebuild right, they'd be the best team in the NHL right now. Like, yeah, I said O'Reilly, Tim. Like, they should have. When they traded for O'Reilly, though, I didn't hate that deal. They traded for O'Reilly and who's the other cat that's playing for Pittsburgh this year that I liked, was a good pickup for them. Center. Gritty third.
Yeah. Not Lafferty, but the other fucking guy there.
There's another guy they had for nothing from Chicago, and they trade him to Vancouver this year. He has 10 goals.
Yeah, you know what happened? They got Ryan Reeves instead of Lafferty, so that's the choice they made.
Great signing there.
Yeah,
that was terrible signing. And Pearlo was all over that. Give Pearlo major props. He was all over that. He said, this is a terrible signing. I didn't hate it, but I mean, I didn't realize how done he was. Oh, by the way, we've had some goals scored in the Canucks-Coyotes game. That is 1-1.
Good. Go Yotes.
Pettersson scored his 24th, and
Nola Chari.
That's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, Nola Chari. So there's another guy you have. Like, I would rather have Nola Chari if they'd assigned him long-term in the trade. I'd rather have Nola Chari long-term at like a $1.5 than Ryan Reeves and David Kampf as your fourth line guy. David Kampf is a seventh, not a 7th, like a 13th forward, a guy you want to be in the lineup from time to time. So I think we're at break at all these games too. We're at break at all these games. So everything is in the second period.
Well, and I think the Leafs fans are getting tired of Toronto trading away their picks and not developing these guys and stuff too to play with these top guys. You keep just bringing in one hit wonders and trying to just hit it off with them, and then, like you said, the Foligno thing happens, or the one-offs of the Ryan O'Reillys happen, and you're losing all these guys for the future, and you're just going through that same cycle again every.
Well, you have to rebuild. You have to do the rebuild proper, right? Like, I'll tell you, like, the Capitals traded away Philip Forsberg for Martin Erat, and that hasn't worked out well for them. Imagine if Philip Forsberg, who would have been on the Caps team, especially when we were winning President's trophies in 15 and 16, and Pittsburgh wins the Cup. Well, they go get Phil Kessel from the Leafs for a bag of nickels. And that was another trade. The league should have revoked that trade. It was so bad for them. They got nothing back. Kasperi Kapanen, who did nothing. That was a horrible trade. So another one of those trades where it's like a franchise-changing thing, like when the Cowboys traded Herschel Walker to the Minnesota Vikings, and they got like 3 first-round picks for him, and they built their whole 90s dynasty with those draft picks because Jimmy Johnson knew what he was doing. Yeah, I mean, O'Reilly would be so good. Like, that O'Reilly trade was fine. Like, I liked that trade for the Leafs. I thought that was a great move.
The thing is, if you're going to trade for these guys, make sure they're signing another 2-3 years in Toronto.
Don't just do the trade if he's not agreeing to do the extension. Then you just say, sorry, we're not going to do the trade.
And that's why something like a McCabe, you know what, at 2-point-something million, that's an easy one to swallow, that trade, because
that was a good trade. That was a good trade. That was a good trade by Dubas for sure. Engvall you let go, and McCabe you let go because you couldn't afford to keep them. Now, if you had a little bit more cap flexibility, because not paying Tavares, not overpaying Marner should not be on 10-9. He should be on like 7-5 at best.
You know who else is a sneaky little heart and soul guy that's playing well for Chicago right now with all these injuries is Colin Blackwell.
Yeah, he was another guy you guys got. You got him in Seattle. That was a good trade by Dubas too. I like that trade. I actually sent a Kraken jersey to Hot Take Hockey with Blackwell because, I like that. Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah. Just when he got traded, it was like one of those things. I was like, oh, well, shit, he's not with the Kraken anymore. And I was like, I'll send it to Hot Take. He'll get a nice little crack. It's one of those fanatic, kind of walk around ones. So anyway, I didn't mean to turn this into Leafs Talk 101, but to me, it's like
getting us fired up in the chat. That's why. Good job, Tim.
Huh?
I said Tim's getting us fired up in the chat.
Well, no, I wanted to talk about the Marner thing, but it's like, dude, you're fucking tone deaf. Like,
look who got his first of the year for Arizona since we're on the Leafs.
Yeah, Dermott. Yeah, I saw that. Well, and Kerfoot's played pretty good for them too. That's another trade they shouldn't have made, by the way.
The Padres for Kerfoot?
If you don't overpay Marner and Matthews, you're able to keep Kadri. Then you don't need to sign John Tavares. And you know what? I think with Kadri, that team has a good chance of winning the Stanley Cup. He was a heart and soul guy on that Avalanche team that won the Stanley Cup. Anyway.
I think Kadri does the same thing as Tavares for half the money, and then you could just insert that other $5 million somewhere else.
Yeah, I had already had it in my head to talk a little bit of shit about Marner running his fucking jib, and it's like, dude, if you didn't get overpaid, if you and Matthews both take like the traditional 7, I mean, even if they were making $8 million a piece, it still would have been a lot of money for a second-year deal with dudes with RFI rights, and you only got to do the 3 years or whatever, and maybe if you do 5 and you get a little bit extra money and you get injured or something and you don't play, I don't know, man. I just felt like.
Yeah, it's those 3 words, man. RFA. Because when they come to UFA, they're not gonna fucking care about the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're gonna care about their pocket. That's why Nylander took 11.5. He bet on himself.
But Rico, also, all these other teams are doing just that. They're signing their young guys to long-term affordable deals, 6.5, 7.5. Guys like Boldy that they expect to be good. Now, Boldy's not having a great year here, but I'm saying, like, and I get it, Marner and Matthews, generational talents. But it's like, you gotta freaking, be able to keep your good players. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Matthews signed 4 years? What's going to happen 4 years down the road?
Well, make more money, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I don't blame him, but like, listen. Well, also, I think Matthews is like, I'm going to give you 4 more years to try to put together a cup, and then I'm going to go into full on. I'll go somewhere. I'll go somewhere else. I'll take Matthews in Washington. I mean, Ovechkin have long since been retired by then, so. Just saying, he's awesome. Like, and like, he's a winger. I mean, he's a scoring winger, but he plays center, and he's a decent center, and he's but he's been on the ice for some goals this year. Their defensive game has not been great this year. So,
is Rasmus Sandin coming back, or what the hell's up with him?
He's got an upper body injury. Yeah, he started with a non-contact today, so he should be back within a week or so. I think. Yeah, he got hurt in a game. But honestly, dude, they have so many defense right now. Like Alexiev played tonight. They don't need him to come rush back.
I'm talking about Rasmus Sandin. Alexiak plays for the Kraken, doesn't he?
No, Alexiev. Alexander Alexiev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have Alexiev. He hasn't gotten a lot of NHL team. Oh, Matthews to New Jersey, Andrew says.
Screwed this team into the ground.
I'm going to be interested. I'm going to be interested to hear what Saravelli says tomorrow on Daily Faceoff, because he was at this game in Calgary tonight. And I don't know, my pad died or something, so I'm missing that game. So that's a bummer. I got to figure out what's going on there, because I thought I had this plugged in. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Tim, Dubas screwed the team into the thing. He should have never acquiesced to their demands. He should not have signed Tavares. And don't trade your fucking good young guys you draft. You can't tell us you're building through the draft and then trade them away. Essentially, the only guys they've kept through the draft are Marner's, Matthew, and Nylander. You've traded everybody else. TJ Brody's not a draft pick. And look, they should have known TJ Brody's days were numbered. Like, everybody saw it.
It's his last year anyway.
I know, but Rico, like, and I like him. He was a stalwart for you guys, so I can't talk shit about him. But it's just like he's not having a good year this year, so it is what it is. So,
fuck me.
Yeah. Anyway,
oh God.
I am also blown away that Craig McTavish just has a job, like, in, like, hey, you got drunk and killed people in a car, but we're gonna give you a job for your life, like with Edmonton forever, like. Stay classy, Edmonton. Like, that guy should be doing something else. Like teaching players how not to drink and drive, maybe, if you want to work in the league office. So, anyway. Just my little commentary about him working the Sportsnet local crew there in Edmonton. Craig McTavish, the last player to not wear a helmet, killed like 3 people or something in Boston drinking and driving. I'll never forget because I didn't know this. My friend Pat, shout out Pat, who's from Quincy, Massachusetts. So he was at a game and Boston fans, he was there with Edmonton or something. He was like, murderer, murderer, people screaming at him because he fucking killed people drinking and driving. So yeah, Shanahan does share a lot of the blame. I agree, Tim. He should not have allowed Dubas. First of all, like, why didn't you just keep Lou Lamoriello? Because guess what? Lou would have kept those contracts affordable, and like they felt like they had to get rid of Lou. Why? Like Lou was doing a good job there.
Like, isn't it messed up that Brendan Shanahan basically is a president of a team and not one player on that team resembles him? Like, for a Shanahan, this isn't a Brendan Shanahan team. No player on the Leafs is a Brendan Shanahan. It's kind of funny.
No, but I mean, you would have no. They have no toughness at all in that. I mean, and you would have thought Domi, Bertuzzi, Reeves. I'm not seeing it from them. And I'll be honest with you, Colby Cohen. Shout out Colby Cohen from Daily Faceoff as well, and Morning Cup of Coffee with Johnny Lazarus. There, check out that Morning Cup of Hockey, Morning CUPPA Cup of Hockey at 9 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. my time, so I have to be awake for it. They did a breakdown of like Domi, like Colby played in the NHL. He had a sniff in the NHL. I think he played like 4 games, but he was up and down. He played in the NHL. He played pro for a long time. He's played at Boston University. I think he won a national championship in college. Good hockey player, American hockey player. Anyway, he was breaking down Domi, and like Domi was running around all over the place in that game. The Leafs choked against the Edmonton. Leafs should have won that game if you just played positionally sound defensively. Domi's not running around. I mean, it's like you gotta get good defensive. You have to have hockey sense, and you got to get that from your players. So yeah, I don't know that Brendan Shanahan is making like personnel calls, but I think he put a lot of faith in a young guy in Dubas who built a lot of his stuff off analytics. And granted, look, nobody could have predicted the pandemic, but I'm saying, like, before the pandemic, the Leafs traded away a lot. Like, they traded away Marchment. They traded away a lot of their good guys that they had drafted. Look at Dursey is another guy. Look, like Jake Muzzin. Okay, Jake Muzzin. Jake Muzzin had, one good year for them? Like, go draft a defenseman. Go get, you got guys like Morgan Riley's a stud. Like, get some other guys there with them. Like, do your due diligence. Like, you have more money than God when it comes to hockey. Like, you're not scouting players well. I don't get it, man. And they're still hitting on these late draft picks and stuff. But it's like, if you're going to build through the draft, build through the draft. Like, literally. You add pieces like so. Yeah, it's just so sad. I think Shanahan couldn't control Lamoriello and get him to do what Shanny wanted. So fire Lou and give Dubas the job. That's probably true. But, I don't disagree with that. Anyway, we bitched enough about the Leafs. And I'd like to watch a little bit of that game. I don't know what's going on here. I lost my pad here on this. I got to figure out what's going on. Okay. Let's talk about tomorrow's games. And this is the last show of the week. We'll be back Monday. Devils desperately need a win. Keep winning. They are in town they're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets. I have a over-under of 6.5, and the Blue Jackets are a home dog. Who do you like in that one? I think the Blue Jackets have been kind of sneakily playing some decent hockey.
And you know what I like too about that game is Elvis Merzlikins is already confirmed for that start. And this guy wants either the number 1 job back or he wants out of Columbus.
I hope he gets traded
publicly. So yeah. I think he'd be good on a good team. I think he'd be good in the right situation. You put him on a good team. If somebody needs a goaltender, pick that guy up. He's never had a shot, man, playing for a crappy Columbus team. I think he's a solid goaltender.
Yeah,
I don't mind Columbus.
I would rather. I kept saying when Korpisalo's name was being thrown out, I'd be trying to get Merzlikins because they had depth. But I think Columbus thought they were going to. Hey, Gabby, good to see you. By the way, yes, your Ottawa Senators are atrocious, and it breaks my heart for you, Gabby. The fact that they're one of the worst teams. But what's even worse is they don't have their first round pick next year because they had to surrender it. So. It doesn't matter how trashy they are. They're not going to have a chance for a Macklin Calabrini or an Iserman or all those top guys. It's brutal. So,
who doesn't have their first round pick? Ottawa?
Yeah. Remember they had to surrender it because of that whole, so what?
Oh.
If you didn't know when, it could be this year or next. You might. I don't think so though. I think it was this next year. Anyway, it's not lottery protected either. So anyway, it doesn't matter. They're losing a first round pick. So and they have 16 wins. The Blue Jackets. Anyway, let's talk about this game. Occupancy will be with us Monday too. We're gonna have occupancy Mondays hopefully. So shout out occupancy. Gonna get some more gambling opinions, which means you'll get less from me. And I was tweeting fool tonight. Okay, let's get back to the. So I like the Devils in this game. Over under 6.5. The Devils haven't been playing terrible hockey, but they did lose a kind of a tough one the other day. Dawes let in kind of a softie, but he's kind of taken over that number one role. Looks like Dawes. So what do you think of that one? I'll just say I'd take the Devils. Like first period or something.
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Jackets haven't played since Monday, so they're going to get the full week off. I kind of like the draw in this game. I think Columbus puts up a fight. Merzlikins probably over saves. I think Merzlikins over saves would be a good bet. I think New Jersey's going to pepper him, but he's going to just stay in the net. And I think maybe a draw. I wouldn't touch the side.
The plus money isn't good enough. A plus 136 is okay. I mean, if it was plus 180, plus 190, I'd be all over the Blue Jackets. Because, by the way, I went to look. The Blue Jackets are 3-4-3 in their last 10, but New Jersey's 5-4-1 and have lost 2. So,
yeah, Merzlikins over saves prop would be a good one to take a look at.
Yeah. Okay, Red Wings at Hurricanes. Man. I like Hurricanes. Red Wings Detroit. Are plus ones. Go ahead.
3 state wins for Detroit.
Yes, 7-2-1. Canes are 7-2-1 in their last 10, and they're coming off a loss. But
yeah, where's the spot looking here? Yeah, both teams are on regular rest. Yeah, I'd probably take the Hurricanes at home, maybe in.
Yeah,
regulation.
Really well.
Bit of a down spot for Detroit. They got the Wild on Monday. Bit of an early game, 5:00. So
the Canes are 12-4-4 at home, and the Devils are 13-7-1 on the road. In fact, the Devils are actually better on the road than they are on the. I'm sorry, I said the Devils. I'm sorry, the Red Wings. I apologize. The Red Wings are the Red Wings are 12-9-1 on the road, so they're not awful.
Yeah, Alex Lyon's already confirmed too. I love those early confirms for the goaltenders.
Well, you know what's crazy is both these teams are sitting in the third spot in their respective divisions right now. A lot of people a week ago were saying the Wings ain't gonna make it. So if things shape out today, it'll be Tampa and Toronto in the final 2 wild card spots. Actually, Toronto with a win will leapfrog Tampa. But and then nipping at their beats are the Caps at 50 points, Pittsburgh, and the Islanders at 48. So it's going to be huge, these games. I've noticed this year, and you know what? You could say what you want to about Gary Bettman. His dream has come true. In the 90s, there were like 4 teams that could win the Cup. It was either Colorado, the Red Wings, who else spent some money? I'm trying to think. The New Jersey Devils, that was essentially it. You had like the one outlier in the Dallas Stars, but really for the most part, the teams that just outspent everybody. Toronto spent a lot of money too, but they never went to the finals. So now, I mean, there's so many teams that are working, that are in it. I mean, really, the only team that I would say are potentially out of it are Blue Jackets in Ottawa, and you could say
Buffalo, probably the Sabres.
I'm going to leave Buffalo in because Buffalo's at 44 points. They're 20-21. Like, they're not that far off. They just need to go on a nice little run here. And then Chicago, San Jose, and probably Anaheim, and I think the Wild are on the verge of, they need to make the call.
Well, Jared Spurgeon's done for the year now too, so there's no.
They're not getting what they need from Kaprizov. Of course, he got injured in that Brennan Dillon thing, so it's just one of those things where it's like it's going to be crazy. Anyway, okay.
Wild Carolina Beard is, watch out. Kochekov is concussed, so I don't know how long Kochekov's going to be out for. So now all you got there is Ranta.
Yeah, but he played okay the last couple of times I've seen him play. But I agree, like, Ranta's not the solution there for them long term. That's for sure. So
I'm just curious to see how long Kochekov's going to be out for, especially with a concussion.
Yeah, no, they need Kochekov. Like, Kochekov is their goalie for the playoffs. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild at Panthers. Wild are a plus 160 road dog. This is a back-to-back for the Wild. I like the Panthers all day. I probably would take the under. But I guess I'd take the over because they have a 10-goal game today against the Tampa Bay. Where are you thinking there?
Yeah, this is a clockwork game for Florida coming off 3 losses. It's just an extra, like, 1 day off. It's not a day after day back-to-back kind of game. They're sitting at home. So Minnesota can have a hard time in this game. They've
lost 2 in overtime straight. So, like, they've gained points. But yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, like, and the Panthers are 13-6-2 at home. The Wild on the road are, let's see,
it's hard to just back the Wild.
7-12-2 on the road. The Wild are. So I just it's the Panthers all day, especially with them not playing today. They're coming off kind of a brutal loss where they kind of handed the game to Detroit. I think I like the Panthers in this one. So Andrew's on the Panthers too. Okay. Where are you thinking? Where are you leaning?
I like the Panthers too. This is a tough trip for Minnesota. They're going through Tampa, Florida, and then Carolina. I think they're going to Washington or something after Nashville. Like, they're going to have a tough little test the next few games. Minnesota's Marc-Andre Fleury is going to be hung out to dry. I mean, Gustafsson let in 7 tonight. Marc-Andre Fleury's starting tomorrow.
Yeah. No, but I still like them. I look for them to trade Marc-Andre Fleury, just with goalies being in such demand, and they can eat some of that salary. I think I have to look at cap friendly because they may not. You can only retain 2 salaries. No, but they have the buyouts. So let me see. Yeah, let me get to Minnesota real quick. Oh, are those not? Yeah, so they actually you can retain 3. They don't have any retained trades. They have the 2 buyouts. Boy, those buyouts, by the way, this next year is the last year those buyouts really bite them in the ass, though, because after that it drops to like 800,000. So, but they're paying this year for Parise and Suter $7 million, $7,371,794 each on both Parise and Suter, same amount for this year and next year. So basically, $14 million.
Zach Parise sitting at home and you're collecting that money.
I mean, they're not a team that has to spend to the cap, but they can't spend up $14 million of it to the cap. So, but after that, it's not a big deal at all. Like it's nothing. It's nominal. So they're going to benefit big from it going up. And their biggest UFA is, who do they have? Pat Maroon. They got to figure out what they're going to do with him. They probably aren't re-signing him. He's a guy you could trade too. But he could probably go right back into Tampa and fit in their line. Bogosian.
I can
Alex
see
Woligoski would be
and Corey Perry back to Tampa. Maroon and Perry back to Tampa for one more last run with Stamkos as a UFA. The last dance in Tampa.
I think Stamkos is going to stay too. I kind of agree. I
think so.
Okay. All right. See you, Andrew. Thanks for being with us, buddy. Okay. Islanders, Blackhawks, final game of the thing. I don't know how the Islanders don't win this game. They have to stay. They got to keep staying in the mix. Right now, they are in. Where are they? They're in the mix. They're 48. They're right there. I mean, they're in the mix. I will say this, though. The Islanders are a lousy road team, 8-10-4. I just saw Kim tweet tonight. She's been to like 7 road games with the Islanders, and they've lost all of them. She's been going to a lot of road games this year. But, yeah, I don't know. The Blackhawks play tough. You know what? I just maybe throw – it sucks that Bedard's not there. Because with Bedard's there, they're plus 205. I just throw $5 on the Blackhawks and call it good. If you lose, you're out $5. If you win, you just won. What?
Marner just missed on a breakaway.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I can't. I gotta get back out and I gotta figure out. I don't gotta figure out what's going on here. So
the Islanders are gonna win that right now because the wheels are falling off a little bit. They're not the best team away from ABS Arena. Wheels are falling off on the road for them. They got to get that road win.
Yeah, they need it bad too. That's a huge thing for them. Okay. Well, that's the last of the games. Who do you have any closing thoughts for tomorrow or the weekend? Anything you're looking forward to? Kind of a weak schedule for today, but on Saturday, I think there's like 14 games again. I got to see. And then we got divisional round. Do you want to talk a little NFL? I could have made you a ton of money if
Okay, so I'll tell you what my picks are for the NFL, and you tell me whether you'd go against it or not.
Hold on. Let me look at the games for Saturday.
Yeah.
And we'll go to NFL for sure.
Okay, so I'll give you the spread because I put my picks in, and this is the week I go all in because there's in the pool that I play in, it's 13 confidence points because including the Super Bowl, there's 13 games total in the NFL playoffs. That's the total amount of games is 13, including the Super Bowl. So I got to pick against the spread in every single game leading up to the Super Bowl, and I got 13 confidence points. So if I want to use the 13th point in the Super Bowl, I'm not going to do that because I don't know how confident I would be. But leading up to that, I used 1 to 6 in the first round. So now I got 7, 8, 9, and 10 because there's 4 games. Then there's 11, 12, and then there's 13. So I'm using the most points because it's a win by week. So I'm going after this week now.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say Saturday, the Leafs Canucks, that game really interests me. I want to see that.
Yeah,
so.
and Kings Rangers too. Those are 2 good late.
Yep. Rematch of the Cup Finals from a few years ago when the Kings won. All right. Okay. So Texans Ravens, they have the Texans are a plus 9.5.
Yeah.
Man, I like the Ravens to win, but I like Texans in the points there. I just feel like they're too good a team. People are sleeping on them. Now, I'll tell you what, the Ravens smacked the 49ers. I think they're easily the best team in the NFL if they play it the way they can play. And Lamar Jackson is he's special, man. Like, he's hard to stop. And he's throwing the ball really well this year. Like, that's been his knock on him. So, but I think I like the Texans in the points. I still think the Ravens win that game. Is that what you're getting? Plus 9.5? They got all these books. The consensus. Yep. I'm going to the consensus because I got 9.5. Okay, yeah. So it looks like that's pretty much across the board. 9.5. Yeah. I don't think that. I think it's in the playoffs. It's like 1-score games usually. And last week were so terrible. I expect the games to be a little bit better.
And Houston's got a pretty good defense. Baltimore's sitting at home pretty. They could come out a little bit rusty. I think this game comes a little.
Sometimes the week sitting out doesn't help, but yeah, okay. Yeah, but I still like the 9, and I still like the Texans and the plus 9.5. I just don't see them losing by more than 10 points. But you never know.
No, I got Texans plus 9.5. That was my pre-show pick. So that's the one I locked in already.
Okay, Packers and 49ers. This one. Oh, man. I have a feeling the Niners are just going to steamroll them. I actually just don't think the Packers are that good. I actually thought Dallas was very fugazi. They beat up on a lot of bad teams this year, and they were really good at home, and they kind of won the games they had to, and the Eagles fell apart. Otherwise, Dallas doesn't even get a home game. So it might have benefited them, to be honest with you. But let's come back to that one. Okay, Bucks, Lions, plus 6.5. Dude, the Bucks have a really good defense that a lot of people don't. And I really like Antoine Winfield Jr. as a really good CB. And I think he's gonna, if the Lions aren't gonna have Laporta either, I just wonder, I kind of like the Bucks and the points in this one here too, man. I mean, the Lions I think the Rams was actually almost a better team, and the Lions almost lost that game. They should have. They got away with a couple of calls at the end there. But the Lions are at home. They're going to be humming. If they play more sound, I just like Tampa Bay not to lose by 6.5. So basically Tampa Bay not to lose by a touchdown, I think.
I've already locked that into a Tampa plus 6.5.
Okay, Chiefs at Bills plus 2.5. I like the Bills to fucking wallop the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are fugazi. Their defense is good, though. The thing that scares me about the Bills, God, is Josh Allen likes to turn the ball over. So I'll say this. I like the Bills in the outright win. I don't like the plus 2.5. I could see the Bills winning by 3 easy. So I like the Bills. I think the Bills is the play in this one. They're at home. It's going to be snowy and crazy. I know the Chiefs play in cold weather, so I don't think the weather will affect them. But I think that the Bills' defense is good, just not as bad as the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs' defense is good. Don't get me wrong; Spags got those boys playing. I always love Spags. So, I like that one. I like the Bills and the
Bills. The Bills are favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I like the Bills in the 2.5. So
I took them to cover. So, dude, we're on the exact same stuff.
Okay, let's go back to the Niners. The Niners and Packers. I like the Niners. I gotta go with the Niners. If the Niners are healthy, they're just so lethal. I could see them winning this game like big time.
I'm on the Niners too because Green Bay came out running the ball and Dallas just didn't start on time. They didn't play well. Green Bay looked better than Dallas played.
I guess
there's a lot more to say about Dallas not executing. And I got Green Bay winning that game 30-20, actually, just covering, but I could see San Fran winning by more than 9.5. Yeah. I think Green Bay looked better than they should have.
Dallas made them look awesome. Now, that being said, the Packers are going to try to run the ball again like they did, but here's the problem. The 49ers actually have an unbelievable defense. Fred Warner might be one of the best linebackers in the league. So I just feel like, I just think the Packers' days are numbered, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won that game. I'm just saying, LaFleur knows. So did the Leafs challenge the goal here? I got to see what's going on in this game. Biz is tweeting about it. Did Calgary tie the game? KQ says, "Go Flames, go." Did Calgary tie it and then they just get it waved off? Oh my God! I hope that's not the case. I don't know why my pad died. Sucks. Now I got to figure out. KQ, what's going on in the game there? What do you got, Rico? I think Biz is tweeting about it, so he was ahead of us. It says 4-3. No, I'm getting. They're reviewing it now. That would be 4-4. There's a lot of time left in this game, though. 11:20 left in this game. Oh, here's the announcement I'm getting. TJ Lussmore. No goal. Oh, wow. All these people waving their arms. Back in the day, you get your ass kicked for doing that shit. Yeah, MVP for the Leafs is definitely their video review. All right. Well, that's going to be the show tonight, guys. You got, what do we got? 3 great games still on for tonight. 3 games. And Preds are up 1-0, by the way, on the Kings. Boy, the Kings have not been playing. By the way, I saw the jibber jabber between Tim and Andrew. Ryan O'Reilly is the goal scorer, his 17th of the year. Boy, the Leafs could use him, right? And boy, they'd be a different team with him on that team right now. They wouldn't have Bertuzzi or Domi or one of them 2 guys, but whatever. They haven't done shit. And then Coyotes and Canucks still 1-1. That's a close game, man. And then Rangers are still down 2-0 there. But boy, Flames got to get going. 4-3, 11 minutes left to go in that game. Appreciate everybody coming out. We'll see you Monday. Sorry we missed a couple shows this week. Monday was a holiday, and we hadn't planned on doing a show. And we're not doing Friday shows now. The football season's. Good luck with your bets, Rico. I hope I was helpful. I think we were kind of in line. I definitely thought Green Bay would beat Dallas, and I thought the Eagles would get smashed. They just have been terrible. They basically have lost. They have lost, I think, their last 6 straight or something. It's pretty bad. So
I should have known. I thought Sirianni was just saving it for the playoffs, but I didn't know they were that bad. They didn't even tackle. They didn't even play. Like it.
Yeah, so I gotta tell you, like their offense wasn't that bad. For me, they were throwing the ball a little too much. I think it hurt that AJ Brown was out. That was a big loss for them. But they definitely needed to. We'll talk about it on the flip side. Everybody, thanks for coming out. We appreciate you. Have a good night. We've been on for almost an hour and a half. It was a long show tonight. Thank you. Have a great night. Peace out.